Greetings, citizens, and welcome aboard! The Cutlass Red was introduced in patch 381, and in this video, we'll be taking a look at its styling, gameplay, and performance, and what you can expect if you want to get a hold of this ship. The sales blurb for the Red states, "The Drake Cutlass Red is an emergency response and support ship, with a comprehensive medical bay, long-range radar capabilities, and a suite of defensive options. More than just top-flight emergency responder, the Cutlass Red is a highly regarded support vessel for hazardous combat, recon, and exploration. With the ability to revive fallen squad mates and a full onboard autodock, a single visit to the medbay will ensure that you will always be pulled back from the brink of death." Well, that's some lofty goals to live up to. But first, let's take a quick walk around. First off, the paint scheme for this ship is fantastic. The striking contrast and use of colors really makes it pop and stand out. The bold rescue on the side probably won't keep you alive in a firefight, but it's a nice thought. You may also notice that the turret spot you might expect to see from the familiar Cutlass Black has been replaced with a laser. Well, not so much a laser as it is a spotlight, but it's a pretty cool spotlight. I already fell in love with the look of the redesigned Cutlasses before this, so just adding a great paint job and decals is just icing on the cake. And when you fire up the lights, so good. And of course, the stripped away look of the engine cowling reminds us that despite its altruistic protestations, this is, after all, a Drake ship. Have I said how much I like the look of this ship yet? We have the familiar boarding ramp for normal loading and unloading. Nothing on here to note except it looks like you could fit a small vehicle for sure up here. Well, crap, now I want a gray cat done up in rescue and with flashing lights. Can we get that, please? Further inside, we have another airlock, so necessary for ensuring lack of patient and explosive decompression. It's actually right here, step 1 of the Drake Critical Care Manual. Step 1, ensure patient can still breathe. Step 2, check patient's pockets for loose well, it kind of goes on like that. But of course, here it is, the real reason we're all here, the medical beds. This is step 1 of introducing medical gameplay. So yeah, it provides a respawn point for you and your crew if you select it as your preferred ICU. This is huge. You are limited in that the beds don't actually treat injuries right now, but whoa, okay, that was weird. Maybe the drug dispenser is working. Anyways, the sliding doors have been replaced with airlocks, which makes perfect sense for a rescue ship. You'll probably want to maintain air pressure when transporting critical patients to a more specialized care ship. Well, someday. The rudiments of medical gameplay are just now coming out, but it's got me excited for the future. Okay, anyways, here we see the airlocks. It's good to see them prepping mechanics for future gameplay. Cool little animation for sealing up, I like it. In the forward section, where we might expect to see a gunner seat, we see it's been swapped for a shower. Cleanliness cuts down on medical malpractice, I suppose. We have several bunks available both fore and aft, which is nice, though there really isn't much for a second player to do right now on board. Except maybe manning the searchlight, and you can imagine that having a couple of medics perform patient care while in transport will be part of the gameplay someday. A couple weapons lockers is nice, because you never know when you might need to put down the syringes and get aggressive with patient retrieval. The flight deck is Drake standard, with plenty of green MFD displays that you're probably used to by now. Rio seat, also pretty standard, though you can operate the light as a remote turret. kind of wave it around there. I don't know how useful it's going to be for actually finding like floating patients or patients in wrecks or things like that, but it's kind of cool. So we know it's pretty and all now, but what can it do? As mentioned, the Red introduces the ability to save a mobile spawn point, basically. The convenience of this fact can't be understated. If you're on a combat operation, like say the 890 jump mission, and you expect casualties, this ship can save you and your team a lot of time. You can fly it in combat, although it's not really specialized for it. I consider this kind of a limited multi-role ship. You're basically bringing it for the specialty functions, but you do have a little cargo in the loading area. It's got some guns. I did replace the 2 disruptors to just have 4 badgers across the board, and it's adequate for NPC mission running outside of like the big bounty missions. Optimal crew right now, 1. Maybe that'll change in the future as mentioned, but for now you can get the most out of the ship in solo capacity. If you're planning to play solo, this ship may be a little bit limited in its usefulness, but if you want to try and tackle the FPS content on your own, it can provide respawn points as noted. Of course, if you have a group of players or a player organization, and you have a Cutlass Red, you would probably find yourself being the most popular person in the group. If you're the only Red pilot, they'll probably want you to bring it every place you go. It's nice to be needed though. The only current issues that I see with the Red is the weapons, as I noted, but also the quantum drive is just not what I expected from a space ambulance, depending on when you see this and if they've adjusted the components it starts with. Final rating to sum up, well, I really like this ship, and I know I'll be spending a lot of time flying it. It provides a big quality of life boost with the medical beds, pun intended, and every player org out there will want one in its fleet. Well, did I miss anything? But do you have any tips or stories about flying your own Cutlass Red? Leave a comment below, and while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe button, or catch me live on Twitch. We'll see you next time, Space Cowboys. Don't kill me, Mr. Insect Man! What? What? No! All powered engines, go, go, go! What?